Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my AEW Rampage review. Honestly, this is like a 1-2 match show tonight. Mostly a one match show, but I would say a 1-2 match show. Honestly, you could probably just see one match, you would have been done with this show tonight, alright? So, yeah, let's get into it. AEW Rampage, obviously still taped at Rochester, New York. We kicked it off with Bryan Danielson versus Nick Jackson. Obviously, this is the best match out of the night, and very enjoyable, too, at the same time. Obviously, this is a very different... I'm trying not to say Daniel Bryan nowadays, but, Bryan Danielson and whatnot. Obviously, just showed right here, especially against Nick Jackson. I'm glad he went against Nick Jackson, because I think Nick Jackson is better than Matt Jackson in general. This was good. Bryan, man, Bryan, they're letting him get in a lot more moves than they ever did in WWE, okay? And, man, this dude was brutal, especially with those kicks. They look deadly out there half the time. And I enjoyed this match a lot. Just hitting, freaking Nick Jackson with a damn German suplex, on the outside of the ring, and whatnot. Bryan, even, what was it? He had like a freaking tiger suplex, was pretty good at near the end. Like I said, I'm trying to count most of his moves, but I did like when he kicked the living shit out of Brandon Cutler in the face. Well, Nick Jackson did that, accidentally kicked Brandon Cutler. He almost kicked his whole head off and whatnot. This was the best match of the night in general. Surprisingly, I didn't think Bryan was going to win by cattle mutilation and whatnot, making Nick Jackson give up. So that was actually surprising to see. All right, and whatnot. But then again, I guess, Bryan, like I said, it's more submission moves with him and out there. I know we're mostly used to seeing the whole yes lock, label lock thing, but I don't remember the last time Bryan Danielson ever won with a cow mutilation. I did like when the crowd was chanting, "You're going to get your head kicked in." I know he wants to get people to say, "You're going to get your fucking head kicked in." You know how it goes and whatnot. It's been a while since that's been said. So, very good match, though, in general. Like I said, Bryan got the win. The Elite came out then, basically helping up Nick Jackson. Christian, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy came out. Next, everybody started brawling in after that. Danielson was able to get the label lock onto Omega, and Jungle Boy got the snare trap on the Adam Cole, as both simultaneously tapped out then after that. But like I said, this was obviously the best match, on the only match tonight you really need to watch. I know we had a promo from Ricky Starks, which honestly, I didn't know they were still going against Brian Cage. Then again, I haven't seen Brian Cage on the show in general. So we had this expensive-ass promo of Ricky Starks in some nice-ass house, driving some nice car and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, he's still facing Cage? Because last time I've really been hearing about Cage lately is on the internet talking about what? I know Melissa Santos' wife is not happy about how he's being used right now. So Cage, I didn't even know if Cage was still around in that, to be honest. Next, a triple threat match. Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose, and Thunder Rosa. And man, this was a rough match to watch. A very rough match with some very rough spots in it too. Okay. Where do I begin? Because we had a lot of weapons in this match. All right. From what? Chairs to tables. I get tired of the commercial thing sometime. Was it a kendo stick involved, if I'm not mistaken? This was brutal. Mostly, I would say the power bomb spot with Nyla Rose. What she took he took the power bomb after Thunder Rosa power bomb. Like I said, Thunder Rosa power bomb Nyla Rose through the table. That's what I'm trying to say right there. Looked really brutal. Okay, very brutal. And when Thunder Rosa got in the ring, Jade Cargill ended up beating the hell out of Thunder Rosa with a chair several times. Okay. Several freaking times, and just pinned her. I actually thought Jade was just gonna do her finisher after she beat Thunder Rosa with all those very, very tough looking chair shots, might I add, and win the match. But Jade going over, I was actually surprised by that. I think what's more surprising is that Thunder Rosa took the pinfall. I expected Nyla Rose to take the pinfall and not Thunder Rosa. So I was a little bit kind of surprised. I know they're making Jade look strong. Like I said, Jade, I believe, is still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, and, making her the new monster around here in AEW, but I expected Jade to most likely pin. I just expected Nyla Rose to get the pinfall in general, okay, because some would say what you got here is this. Mostly one person is obviously the best worker out of this whole match, and that is what? Thunder Rosa. Jade Cargill, she's getting better. Nyla Rose is just plain that good, okay, but this match was very brutal. Very brutal. So Jade Cargill getting the win, not bad at all. Um, Next though, what did they have? I know they announced. I know the casino ladder thing coming up on the anniversary show this Wednesday. Pac, Andrade, John Moxley, and Lance Archer all involved. I know that. Guess they got Matt Hardy and Orange Cassidy. Listen, now I will say this right here. I'm surprised this was the main event. You could have put Danielson and Nick Jackson in the main event. You could have put that triple threat women's match in the main event. But let me ask anybody this question. As bad as this feud is, and I don't think anybody really cares that much about it, did anybody, and I mean anybody, wanted to see Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans in the main event in this hair versus hair match? Okay? Did anybody want to see this? I did not really care. It was whatever. I was halfway paying attention. I know the whole Hardy squad came out. I know Orange Cassidy squad came out with the Dark Order also, just, forming a wall. And Cassidy got his orange punch on the Jack Evans, which, by the way, he oversold the hell out of that, by the way. And, lost the match then. Next thing you know, the Hardy squad tried to get in, but Matt basically said back off, basically leaving them behind. Cassidy ended up cutting, Jack Evans' hair off as they took a razor and just shaving his head and whatnot. And to end off the show, they all brought -1 in. They did the whole, well, they didn't even do the Okada camera shot, but they did the whole hugging thing and lifted -1 in the air. So it was a nice moment for him before the show went off the air. Honestly, I couldn't give two shits about this match in general. It was a nice little moment. It's Brody's hometown and whatnot. So they gave the kid a very nice moment right there. But like I said, Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans, I don't give a shit, okay? Cassidy is Cassidy. We all know the fans like him and whatnot, despite what you want to think about. Pocket guy, like I said, he's an acquired taste to me. Jack Evans, I like Jack Evans, but he's become a botch machine at this point. I liked him better maybe 10 years ago, or even a few years after that, or even Lucha Underground. But right now, they've got nothing for this guy right now, and they just had his head shaved off. And then again, once again, why the fuck was this really the main event? Why was this the main event? Really, of all the matches, you made this the main event. I wonder how the ratings will look for that this week, huh? Let's think about that for a second. But Rampage tonight, I did not really. This was nothing to really miss. If you're gonna go back and watch one match, just watch Danielson and Nick Jackson. That's all you gotta watch. If you want to watch the triple threat, go right ahead. But honestly, this is like a 1 to 2 match show, and I'll probably say more of a 1 match show. All right, main event, I don't give two shits about. I want this feud. And the thing is, this feud's not over yet. You know this feud isn't over. They're going to continue this whole Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy squad, whatever. And by God, Matt Hardy's team loses all the time. Why is this feud? This is a one-sided ass feud in general. It's one-sided. So, once again, who the fuck really cares about this feud? It sucks. It really sucks. It's very bad. It's not good. And it sucks. All right? So this was a waste of time in the main event. A big waste of time. But I'm done with this review. Like I said, Rampage was Rampage. It wasn't even that good of an episode. It was okay, all right? We all know it's not like the 2-hour thing with the Grand Slam and whatnot. And, we all know what we saw last week, all right? But Rampage was whatever this week. It honestly was. So, other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out.